Snow was falling the night everything came apart, soft, quiet, almost beautiful. The kind of snow that makes Christmas lights look like stars caught in midair. And there he was, staring at a photo on his phone. Just a simple vacation picture his wife had sent from her girls' trip to Colorado, a group shot. Festive sweaters, mugs of peppermint hot chocolate. Her smile wide and sparkling like the lights behind her. Just one picture, but one detail turned his entire world inside out. He zoomed in because something felt off. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was the strange angle of her sunglasses, still on even though snow was coming down behind them. The reflection was small, barely noticeable. But when he pinched the screen, the silhouette sharpened. A man, tall, close to close. Not one of her friends, not part of the holiday decor. Just a shadowy male figure standing right behind her. And when he zoomed in even further, something froze inside him. The reflection wasn't accidental. The reflection showed her smiling at him. Not at the camera, not at her friends, but at that man behind her, her expression soft, warm, familiar. The way she used to look at him, his chest tightened. The room felt colder than the winter air outside. 12 years of holiday traditions, Christmas trees they decorated together, stockings they hung every year side by side, all of it felt suddenly fragile. Like ornaments slipping off a branch, and the worst part, this wasn't the first time he'd felt something strange lately, but for months, he'd pushed it down, accused himself of overthinking, told himself marriage gets busy, people get tired, life gets loud. But now the truth was reflecting back at him, literally, and this was only the beginning. Mark had always loved Christmas, the lights, the music, the feeling that the world softened for a few weeks. Even at 42, he still got excited about the first snowfall. His wife, Emily, used to tease him about it, calling him her overgrown Christmas kid, but this year felt different. She'd been distant, checking her phone more than usual, stepping outside to take calls, planning this sudden girls' trip right as the holiday season began. It wasn't like her. She loved being home this time of year, loved hosting, loved baking gingerbread cookies with him. He tried to ignore the sinking feeling in his stomach when she packed her bags. Just 3 days, she'd said, kissing his cheek. Some girl time before Christmas chaos, but even that kiss, something about it felt lighter, thinner, like someone signing off a text message they didn't want to type. While she was away, the house was too quiet to still. A tree lit up with no one to admire it but him. He spent the evenings watching old Christmas movies they used to joke about. He waited for her calls, which got shorter each day. And then she sent that picture. The one that started everything. He stared at it again now, heart pounding as he studied the reflection a second time. The man wasn't smiling, he wasn't posing. He was simply standing there, close enough that he must have been part of the moment. And then Mark noticed something he'd missed before, the corner of a sleeve, not a woman's. A men's winter jacket, dark green, familiar, somehow. He scrolled back through old photos, hands shaking, past holidays, ski trips, winter dates, and then he found it, a picture from last Christmas. The two of them at a tree farm, she was hugging him, and he was wearing that same jacket. The same exact color, the same cuff design. But the man in the reflection wasn't him, which meant someone else was wearing a jacket just like his. Or, he swallowed hard, or she was with someone she'd grown close enough to. For them to share a jacket style she knew he loved, he didn't want to jump to conclusions. But the pieces were falling into place too smoothly. Too painfully, he messaged her, "Looks fun. Who's taking the picture?" No response. Minutes turned into an hour. When she finally replied, it was short. Just a stranger passing by. He stared at that smiley face longer than he should have. It felt like she'd used it to cover a crack in the wall. And that's when the first twist hit him. She sent a second photo, almost identical. But this time, no sunglasses, and the man was gone. The angle was slightly different, the lighting too, details small, but enough to feel like a staged retake, like she was trying to overwrite the first picture. Mark's stomach dropped. She never sent retakes, never curated photos like this. Something was absolutely wrong. He sat on the couch in the glow of Christmas lights that suddenly felt too bright, too cheerful for what was happening inside his chest for the first time in 12 years. Mark wondered if his marriage was built on pieces he never really examined, and he wasn't ready for what he'd find next. Have you ever found something in a photo that changed how you saw everything? What would you have done? Hey there, my wonderful family and friends, welcome back. If you're ready to dive into today's story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments where you're tuning in from. I love seeing where everyone's watching. And guess what? There's another amazing story coming your way tomorrow, one you definitely don't want to miss. Alright then, let's get started. Snow kept drifting past the windows while Mark sat in the dim living room. Lit only by the Christmas tree, the ornaments sparkled like tiny truths he didn't want to face. Emily was supposed to be back the next evening, but now time felt strange, slow, heavy. Like the world had pressed pause for everyone but him. He kept looking at that first picture. The sunglasses, the reflection, the man. Then the second picture, too perfect, too clean. It wasn't just a retake. It was a replacement, and that scared him. He closed his eyes, trying to calm the knot in his chest. Maybe he was overthinking. Maybe she simply liked that angle better. People send multiple photos all the time, but deep down, he knew. 12 years teaches you someone's patterns, and when something breaks them, he decided he needed answers from someone who would tell the truth. Emily's best friend Claire, she was on the girls' trip with her. Or at least that was the story. He called her twice, no answer. He texted, "Hey, everything okay? Haven't heard from them today." Her reply came fast, "All good. Just busy with Christmas shopping. She's right here with me." He stared at her message. Emily wasn't in Claire's photo earlier. Claire wasn't even wearing the same coat. Her background didn't match. Something wasn't lining up. He typed back, "Can you put her on?" Dots appeared, then vanished. Then nothing. That's when he felt it. His heart sinking with the weight of something he didn't want to name yet. The room suddenly felt colder, as if the warmth from the Christmas lights couldn't reach him anymore. He stood, grabbed his keys, and drove to the cafe where Emily liked to sit during the holidays. Not because he expected to find her there, she was supposed to be in Colorado, but because he needed air, a place to think. The cafe smelled like nutmeg and cinnamon, Christmas music playing softly through the speakers. Couples were laughing, families sharing pastries, people wrapped in scarves and warm conversations, but Mark wasn't there for comfort. He pulled up the photo again and zoomed in once more. Not at the man this time, but at something he'd overlooked. A red and white peppermint swirl ornament behind the group. Distinct, hand-painted, the kind sold only at their local Christmas market. Not in Colorado, the picture wasn't taken out of state. It wasn't a girls' trip photo at all. His breath caught. Emily wasn't where she said she was. He left the cafe and sat in his car as panic and clarity collided. He knew he couldn't confront her over text. Not yet. Not without proof. Not without understanding the full picture. He drove home, his mind racing with every possibility. But nothing prepared him for the second twist waiting for him on the porch. A package, wrapped in festive paper, with her handwriting and his name. It wasn't supposed to be there. She hadn't come home. No delivery truck had stopped by. He picked it up slowly, as if it might change everything depending on what was inside. His hands shook as he opened it. Inside was a small snow globe, one they had last seen at that same Christmas market earlier that month. Only inside the globe, instead of a tiny town or Santa, there was a couple standing under falling glitter snow. A man and a woman, and the woman looked just like Emily. At first he thought maybe she had bought it as a sentimental gift, something cute, something sweet. But then he noticed the engraving at the base, "Our first Christmas together." E and A, not E and M, not Emily and Mark. His pulse started hammering, his breath grew shallow. A name flashed into his mind, Aaron, a coworker she'd mentioned casually months ago. A guy who made the office Christmas playlist. A guy she said was just friendly. He hadn't thought about him again. Until now. Mark stared at the snow globe, the glitter swirling like the storm inside his chest. This wasn't just suspicion anymore. This wasn't just an odd photo. This was something else, something deeper, something that meant the man in the reflection wasn't random. He needed answers, real ones. He called Emily. Straight to voicemail, he texted, "Call me now." No reply. The world felt strangely quiet, like the moment right before a choir begins singing. The tension, the breath, the anticipation of something dramatic. He sat at the kitchen table, snow globe in hand, trying to piece together 12 years of trust. 12 years of Christmas mornings, 12 years of promises and plans. Then his phone buzzed, a message. From an unknown number. He opened it, a photo. Not from Emily, from someone else. It was taken from inside a cozy holiday cabin, fireplace lit, stockings hung, soft lights glowing, and in the picture, Emily was sitting on a couch, laughing with the same man from the sunglasses reflection, the same jacket, the same build, the same presence behind her. But in this photo, they weren't pretending. His heart cracked open. The caption read, "She's been here all weekend. Thought you deserved to know." No name, no explanation, just truth. Cold, direct, undeniable. Mark felt the room spin. His hands numb, his throat tight. He stared at the photo again, looking for something, anything, that would explain why, how, when. But then something even stranger caught his eye. A third twist, the one that changed everything yet again. In the background of the cabin, on the mantle, was a framed picture, not of Emily and the man, but of Mark, taken years ago, from their old home. One she had packed away in a box last spring, which meant Emily wasn't staying with someone new. She wasn't on a romantic getaway. She was at a place connected to his past. A place he thought no one even remembered. A cabin owned by his late uncle. A place he once took Emily to before they married. Why would she go there? Why with someone else? Why now? None of it made sense. But one thing was clear. Whatever he thought he knew, he didn't know anything yet, and Christmas was about to become the most revealing night of his life. Have you experienced something like this before? Comment below. What would you have done if you found that snow globe? Mark sat frozen at the kitchen table, phone in one hand, the snow globe in the other. Outside, the wind pushed waves of snow against the windows, muffling the world into a soft, eerie quiet, like the silence right before a storm breaks. His picture in that cabin, a place he hadn't visited in years, a place connected to him, not her. None of this was random. None of it was what it looked like. He stood slowly, grabbed his coat, and left the house without thinking twice. If she was there, if she had chosen that cabin, there was a reason, and he had to find out what it was. The drive into the mountains felt endless. The road grew narrow, pine trees rising tall and dark on both sides, Christmas lights twinkling from scattered homes like distant lanterns. Snow fell steadily, thickening by the minute, as if the world itself was pushing him forward. When he reached the turnoff, the old wooden sign was still there, Pine Hollow Cabin. Private properties. Hadn't seen that sign since he was in his late 20s. Before marriage, before anniversaries, before the weight of life settled on his shoulders. He didn't know what he was about to walk into, but he knew he couldn't turn back now. The cabin sat at the end of a winding driveway, its windows glowing warm gold against the cold night. Smoke drifted from the chimney. There was a car outside, one he didn't recognize. His heart pounded like a drum as he stepped through the snow, every breath visible in the freezing air, every step crunching beneath him. He reached the porch, raised his hand, knocked, and the door opened instantly. Not Emily, not the man, a woman, older, kind eyes, someone he didn't recognize. "You must be Mark," she said softly. He froze. "How do you know me?" She stepped aside gently, motioning him in. "They've been waiting for you." "They?" He stepped inside slowly. The warmth hit him first, the scent of pine, cinnamon, and burning wood. Then he saw the mantle, his picture, and next to it, another photo of him, and another, and a Christmas card he remembered giving Emily 10 years ago. The one she said she'd lost. His stomach twisted. This felt wrong, too curated, too intentional. Then he heard footsteps. 2 sets. Emily appeared first. Her eyes were red, not from guilt, from crying. Behind her, The man from the sunglasses reflection, except now that Mark saw him up close. Really saw him, something clicked. He wasn't a stranger. He wasn't some coworker named Aaron. He wasn't a secret partner. He looked like someone familiar. The man stepped forward, nervous, hands clasped. "Mark, I've wanted to meet you for a long time." Mark stared at him. "I don't even know who you are." The woman who answered the door placed a hand on the man's shoulder. "He's your brother." Silence, a silence so heavy it swallowed the room. Mark blinked hard. "My. What?" Emily looked at him, tears sliding down her cheeks. "We didn't know how to tell you, we weren't even sure at first." Mark felt the floor tilt beneath him. He didn't have siblings. His parents told him that his whole life. He was an only child, but the man, same jawline, same eyes, same hesitant smile. He couldn't deny the resemblance now that it was right in front of him. The woman stepped forward again. "I'm your aunt, Mark, your mother's sister. We haven't seen each other since you were a baby. She told everyone I moved overseas, but I didn't." The room spun. Why would she lie about that? Mark asked quietly, his aunt's face softened, sorrow settling in her expression. "Your mother didn't want the family to know about him." She nodded toward the man. "About your brother, you were both born close together. Complicated circumstances." She thought keeping things separate would keep life simpler. She believed she was doing the right thing. Mark felt his chest tighten. A lifetime of history rearranged itself in seconds. "And Emily?" he whispered. Emily stepped closer. "I only found out a few months ago. I didn't know how to tell you without hurting you, but then your aunt contacted me. She found me through your old Christmas card photo. One you posted years ago. She recognized you immediately. And she begged to reconnect before the holidays. She wanted to surprise you. Give you something good at Christmas." She swallowed hard. "I planned the trip to help them set up everything here. They didn't want to wreck your work life or overwhelm you before they were sure." The man in the reflection? He wasn't anything like you thought. He was just nervous. "We all were." Mark stared at her, at all of them, at the photos, the snow globe, the cabin. "Then what's this?" he asked, lifting the snow globe from his coat pocket. "E&A?" His newly discovered brother stepped forward. "That's for me, and our mom." Her name was Anna. Mark's breath caught. Anna, his mother's full name, the mother he'd lost years ago. "She kept one like it." His aunt added, "I thought it was time you had one too." The weight of every misunderstanding, every assumption, every fear, suddenly collapsed into something softer, something overwhelming. Emily stepped closer, voice trembling. "I should have told you sooner. I didn't want to ruin Christmas for you. We were trying to give you a family surprise, not hurt you." Mark didn't move, didn't speak. Snow fell quietly outside. The fire crackled, and the universe felt like it had been holding its breath for 12 years. Then slowly, very slowly, he exhaled. And for the first time all night, he felt warmth return to his chest. His brother extended a hand. "I'm Michael, and I'm really glad to finally meet you." Mark stared at the hand, the mirror of his own. A piece of his past he never knew existed. He shook it. Not because everything was suddenly perfect, but because truth, real truth, is worth holding on to. Emily touched his arm gently. "Can you forgive me for the way this played out?" He nodded, eyes softening. "Next time, just tell me, even if it's complicated." She smiled, relieved, hopeful. His aunt stepped beside the two brothers, eyes shining. "Welcome home, Mark." And for the first time in a very long time, he actually felt it. They spent the night talking, sharing stories, looking through old photos, learning family pieces he never knew he'd lost. The cabin glowed with Christmas warmth, the kind that felt earned, not decorated. It wasn't the holiday he expected, but maybe it was exactly the one he needed. Have you experienced this? Comment below, what would you have done?
Thank you for watching all the way through. If this story moved you, the next one will surprise you in ways you won't expect. Go ahead and click the video on your screen. Your next story awaits.